Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Not Talk About the Husband, which is I.
That's right. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, what is happening today?
We have some fun things happening. Erica and Teddy do a podcast together called Two Diamonds in the Rough. And Teddy said to me, you and Harry have to do this. It's so funny. You asked ChatGPT to roast you.
Roasted by AI?
Yeah, we get roasted by AI and we read it. So you're going to read mine and I'm going to read yours.
Huh.
That's what we're going to do.
I've actually been to an actual roast.
I see. I never have. Whose were you?
Billy Crystal was being roasted in 1991 at the Friars Club in New York. And they invited me to come and sit on the dais for that roast.
What's a dais?
A dais is, when they line people up like six or seven
like a banquet table.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's like a banquet table, and you become one of the people who gets up and says something about Billy Crystal, right? I forget what I said.
Did you know him?
Marginally. I mean, we knew each other, and I was at the time.
That's before I met you.
It was 1991, so I think I was still my last year of LA law, perhaps, or maybe I was just ending it. But
probably.
I was my profile was very high at the time, so I was quite well known. They invited me to sit on the dais for the Billy Crystal's roast, which was really funny. I mean, they had all the classic, Don Rickles kind of people and stuff there for the roast, right? But who did they sit me next to?
I know this story.
Yeah, okay.
I know this story, but tell them because they don't know it.
So I'm sitting next to this very blonde young real estate developer, and he says, Harry, my name is Donald Trump, and I'm a real estate developer in New York. And I go, I've heard of him before. I've heard of you. And all he wanted to know about was how I managed to get Ursula Andress in the sack.
That tracks. That pretty much tracks, doesn't it?
That tracks totally. I mean, Ursula at the time was considered one of the great sex symbols in the world, and she and I had made this movie Clash of the Titans together, and we'd gotten together for a few dates when I was shooting in Rome with her, and she lived on Via Sistina, and I was living on Via Sistina at the Hotel de la Ville, and she had called me one night early in the morning, and I answered the phone in the hotel room, and she said, Hattie Hamlin, I had a dream about you. And she said, I just live down the street, and do you want to go to the flea market the next week? So anyway, we have a son. My son Dimitri's 45 now. We had a wonderful time for a while. Yeah, where was I going with that?
We were just talking about roasts because we're going to do
I'm sitting at this roast with none other than Donald Trump, who is now president of the United States. Anyway, so I got to know him quite well, and we became.
Well, not really. I mean, at a roast, sitting next to him.
Well, we spent 7 hours together being filmed, so we sat we sat next to each other for 7 hours.
Oh, so maybe you did get to know him.
No, I got to know his whole life story, and he got to know mine. Back in the old days, when people used to talk to each other on airplanes, if you sat next to somebody for a trip from LA to New York, you talk, and you got to know all about them because they were a stranger. And they told you their whole life story. By the time you got to New York, you were best friends, right?
That's right. That's right.
And so that's kind of what happened with Trump in that situation. And so I got to know him and Ivana after that. And when I would go to New York, they would come to the plays if I was doing a play on Broadway.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that.
And I would be invited to the events that they had. Different time, different person, different all that. But anyway, so that's my experience with the roast. It was quite funny, as I recall, though I don't remember that person making any jokes.
Well, he's not very funny.
Well, there you go. So we're going to do this. Are we going to do this AI roast now?
Yeah, we're going to answer a couple ChatGPT questions first, and then we're going to do a roast. And we have these papers over here, and then that's going to be the roast situation that Teddy said is very funny. Oh, really?
So we're going to get roasted. All right.
Yeah, so ChatGPT roasts us. And you'll read mine, I guess, and I'll read yours, something like that. So I can only
guess
imagine.
that what ChatGPT must do is like comb the internet and find out who we are. They probably know who we are more than we do.
And then they make fun of you, because isn't a roast about making fun of your iconicness?
It is, yeah.
Basically.
So what do you think ChatGPT is going to go for about you?
Oh, God. Isn't that a frightening thought?
Your lips, maybe? They're going to go for your lips? Let's try to guess how we're going to be roasted.
God. I don't know. What do you think?
I'm still going to make. I don't know. I mean, they're going to go after whatever what they see as some tender spot somewhere that they can poke fun at. For me, maybe it's the sexiest man alive thing. They might go, "Oh, right, yeah." Right.
I just can't even imagine.
Well, we're going
There's
to find
so
out.
much that they could go after me for.
Oh, there you go.
Right?
We're going to find out.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Teddy.
I mean, what's going to happen? But let's do the questions first, and then we'll go to the roast.
All right. What are some of the questions?
Okay. So I asked ChatGPT to write some chaotic interview questions for Harry and Lisa.
Chaotic?
Chaotic.
I
why
thought,
chaotic?
let's just throw some wild cards in there.
Okay.
Let's just
That'll
see what
get us ready
ChatGPT
for the
comes up with.
roast. Okay, good. I'm ready.
Okay.
That'll get us ready for the roast.
First question.
I'm terrible at this kind of thing, by the way.
How do you
It's
know?
good. It's like improv.
Yeah, it's like improv.
Okay. Which one of you is more likely to start a cult, and what would it be based on?
I think you would be probably the first one to start a cult. It would be a cult of fashion cult of some kind.
A fashion cult
a high
of some
fashion about
kind.
wigs. They even used to be called Whigs, didn't they? The political party, the Whigs.
They did.
So you'd be the
it'd
Whig
called
party,
the Whig
instead of the
party.
Whig cult.
A Whig
the cult
cult.
of Whigs, the Whig cult. Yeah, that would be your cult, I think. I didn't really have much that I can start a cult about. Like what?
Gardening cult?
Camping
cult?
a camping cult, a mountain climbing cult,
Handyman cult?
a scuba cult. I went on. I scuba dived last week under our house up at the lake. Kind of interesting.
Yeah, but I wouldn't really call
And I
that
couldn't-
scuba
I cou- and
diving.
I-
You looked
I
underneath
looked
the
down. It
house to
wasn't
see
8
if it
feet
was
of water.
falling down. It was
wasn't
dark,
exactly scuba
cloudy, gross water.
It was pretty gross. But anyway, I don't. I think you're the cult person.
All
I
right.
agree with that.
Yeah, okay, fine.
I think you would have a lot of cult followers.
I think I have a lot of cult followers now. I would
do,
kind
huh?
of think that I am a cult right now anyway without being a cult.
So you got to get them all
The
to
cult
tithe.
of Lisa
They have-
Rinna.
They have to tithe.
Oh, tithe.
They've got to tithe.
10%.
10%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, all your cult members got to check for 10% of everything they make, right?
I like it.
Well, that's how cults work, right? I mean,
I could actually, I maybe I already am a very good cult leader. I kind of am already.
Well,
I mean, to follow me, you're kind of cultish anyway to
so
begin with.
do you
right?
think, are you starting a cult on Cameo, maybe? Cameo cult?
Cameo cult, possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Because you're working on Cameo all the time.
I do.
Yeah. People like to have you say happy birthday for them, right? So,
I like it. I fought doing that for so long. I didn't want to do it for a long time. And then I thought, why not? It's like giving a gift to people. People hire you as a gift. So
No,
that's
I
how I
get that.
turned my brain around and thought, well, I want to give to people. I'm a giver. And so this way I'm giving to people. At first I thought it was like, I don't know.
well, it's like when people come up to you and ask for an
Yeah.
autograph or something or a picture. You can put a smile on somebody's face
Yeah.
so easily. We have. I'm so grateful that we have this power.
Yes, I agree.
As celebrities, we can
agree.
give somebody, we write our name on
Yeah.
a picture, and all of a sudden it makes their day. Right?
Yeah.
How often do you get to make somebody's day?
That's
so
how I look
easily.
at that's
Yeah.
how I look at the
When
cameos.
I got off the plane the other day in LA, and there was like a gaggle of people right as I got off the plane. I mean, right there in the airport with holding up pictures
Yeah,
of
but I
Clash
still
of the Titans.
can't quite figure this one out because if the airport is secure, how are these people getting past
they must have
security
bought tickets.
to go
They must
greet
have bought a
you
ticket.
as you're coming off a plane?
They bought a ticket, and then they probably buy it, and they
don't
they
know.
walk
I don't
through
like
the
that
airport, and then
part
they
of
give
it.
it back.
That's a little bit like TSA is not maybe doing their job if they're waiting at the gate with your picture.
But if they bought a ticket, a legitimate ticket, they can walk through the airport.
That's
then they'd
true.
have to give the ticket back and get a refund for it later, I guess. I
I'm
don't know
more
how they do
curious
it.
about how that happened. I think it's lovely that you had that, but I'm like, well, how did they get to the gate?
Well, interesting. I don't know. But they were there, and I signed those
See?
pictures with the smile
And
on
isn't
my
it
face.
nice to be able to do that? So that's
Yeah.
how I look at Cameo now. It's like giving gifts to people. So
Mm-hmm.
I try to make them cute. I try to wear like cute hats and
Well,
glasses.
that's
and,
right. That Cameo is the gift then that keeps on giving.
Well, to all of us, yes.
Uh-huh. There you
Anyway,
go.
that's my spending money.
Mm-hmm.
I use Cameo as my like,
Uh-huh.
my-
That's your disposable income.
my disposable
Okay.
income. Yeah, and I'm grateful for it.
Yes, you should be.
All right, so next question.
Okay, next question.
We all know I'm a cult leader, and
Okay.
period.
Yeah.
Okay, what is the pettiest thing you would do if you were invisible for 48 hours?
Oh my
The
God.
pettiest thing?
Oh,
Like the stupidest thing?
Petty, meaning
petty,
like
really like
just like-
selfish and
yeah, like not even like just kind of what does petty mean exactly?
Petty is like kind of instigating drama or trying to get back at someone.
That's me.
Maybe a little
That is
retribution.
me in a nutshell, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can you imagine what I would do? Let's think.
if you were invisible, so you
If I
could-
was invisible, oh my god.
Would you steal something? Would
No.
you go and grab a
No. But I
okay.
would like maybe go fuck with some ex-housewives that I could like fuck with them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not gonna name names.
Yeah, name
but
names.
Picture like some things I could do to like fuck with some people that fucked with me. But I'm invisible.
You could be a ghost,
I
and
could
so,
like trip them or pull their pants down.
I don't know. I mean, you could think about in the Invisible Man and what they when you used to see those movies, what they would do when they were invisible. But I once pulled a really big gag on my brother at his house in Canada, and I pretended to be invisible. For example, I took a chair and I tied fishing line to it in the living room downstairs, and then I had the fishing line go out through a hole in the wall, and I was out in the forest, and I rattled some coat hangers in the closet and woke everybody up. And when they came down with their flashlights to see what was going on, I'm out in the forest and I pulled the chair and it just floated across
And
the
that's
floor.
a scary house up there in Canada.
It's scary anyway, I know.
That
but-
house is scary that he lives in.
So
like
you could do
creepy
stuff
scary.
like that when you're invisible. You could like move stuff around and people would walk into a room and say, wait a minute, that should be
it'd
over
be
here.
fun
not
to
over
just
there."
torture people and like just make them crazy.
It'd be fun to torture them.
Oh yeah.
You like to torture people?
Oh, yes.
You've got some sickness in there, don't
I
you?
do.
You
Yeah.
do. Yeah. Okay.
It'd be fun to torture them. Yeah. I wouldn't hurt them. I would just torture them a little bit.
To psychologically torture them, scare the shit out of them, right? Or
Yeah. Or just like really confuse
now, was that
them.
petty though? I mean, what's the
That's
petty?
very petty.
That's pretty petty.
That's petty if you're going to do that to people that you don't even see or
No.
really care about.
I mean, that's probably as far as I would go too. I would like
Yeah.
move
Wouldn't hurt
stuff around,
anybody.
and then people go, "What? That was not there. That was not. That door wasn't open."
Just to like make them
I know.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like drive him
It's like
crazy.
gaslighting.
Like do that to Donald Trump and just like make him go insane.
I think that's already been done. But anyway.
Well, maybe anyway, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you could sneak into the White House, couldn't you?
If you're invisible.
Invisible, yeah. That would be pretty petty,
Well, you could do a lot of things.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Huh,
I don't want to get myself in trouble. See, this is the kind of thing I do that gets me in trouble because then someone will go, "Oh my God,
I
Lisa
know.
Rinna is a petty bitch."
And then the retribution will start, and the IRS will come after you, and da 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 da. So,
Petty bitch. But anyway,
what's
it's
happening in
pretend.
America?
I'm not really doing it. ChatGPT is just
Yeah.
teasing
okay.
us with
Yeah.
it.
So anyway.
But yes, I'd be happy to do all of it.
Well,
Okay.
Okay, what's a hill you're irrationally willing to die on? Something small, petty, but passionately defended.
I mean, there are some politicians out there that I would take a bullet for. There are some people who I think are trying to save our democracy right now, and I would definitely protect them.
Oh,
Yeah.
here's something petty that I love more than anything that's
What's that?
happening right now. I'm going to mention it. Gavin Newsom and his social media team is on fire.
That's true.
They are torturing.
And I was just in Canada, and the Canadians love Gavin Newsom. They come up to me, "Oh my God, your governor is so great. We love him so much."
I love what he's doing. I love when you go after somebody with their own.
like fight fire with fire.
When you fight fire with
Yeah.
fire and you go after somebody and you literally do what they're doing and they get so worked up about it. That's the joy of this. I love it so much. That's how petty I am. Like I would do that because I think that's, you got to sometimes fight fire with fire.
It's a really weird time in our lives right now. And I keep saying to our girls that to be very cognizant of this moment in history, because as I've said before on the podcast, there will be stories and songs and books and records and stuff made
And
about
movies
this time.
made.
Oh,
Yes.
for centuries,
I know.
probably about this time. And there's going to be a cohort of good guys and a cohort of bad guys. And who are the good guys and who are the bad guys? And I think it's time we figure that out, because I think it's very important for people to give some thought to that.
I think so too. And I think that you really want to be on the right side of history. You don't want to be on the wrong side of history.
No, because look what happened to all those guys who worked for Adolf. You know, they all had to flee to South America at the end of the day.
Did they?
Yeah. I mean, the Nuremberg trials happened because at the end of the day, Germany said they were all traitors to Germany. They were all considered, and when the United States and Russia and Soviet Union came into Berlin, they considered it being liberated from Hitler. The German people did. At that point, at first, they sort of went along with them.
I know they did.
We see how that happens.
Yeah, you
and
see how that happens.
We realize what happens and what has happened, and then it requires liberation after that.
So why do you think it has repeated itself in a sense? And why do you think history repeats itself?
Well, because human beings are greedy, and basically, if someone is not self-reflective and hasn't thought about what it means to be alive at this time, and we should all be so grateful to be here in the first place, because 99.9 and odd infinitum of the universe is dead and floating around in space, but we somehow, became the most amazing machines ever created by the universe, and we get to walk around and look at sunsets and taste cinnamon and make love and stuff. So you've got to be really grateful that we're here in the first place. And anybody who has that point of view would never, ever do any of the things that are being done today. Which are just basically greedy, power-hungry, narcissistic megalomaniacs, and the world is being run by people like that right now. And ultimately, I think that they won't succeed, but there could be a lot of damage done between now and the moment when they no longer are in power. So
yes,
being done right now.
Yeah.
So. But I think that you asked me the question, why do I think history repeats itself like that? Because human nature hasn't really changed. Our technology has changed. Our ability to communicate has increased, and we have instantaneous communication around the world right now. And all those things, which could be very helpful to us, could also be very damaging. Right. So we're seeing the damaging side of it at the moment. Anyway,
we're getting so deep and dark today. We got to be careful.
Well, it's going to be fun, because we're going to do this roast, right, from ChatGPT.
We are.
I mean, we go down. Once in a while, you have to talk about what's really going on.
I know you do. I know you
can't avoid it.
You can't. You can touch on it. You have to touch on it.
There's so much
here.
retribution talk out there that anybody right now who says anything that is in any way not complimentary about what's going on is subject to retribution at the moment. And that doesn't sound like America to me. As a matter of fact, it is the exact opposite of America.
Yeah.
So I don't know what we're heading into, but it's a storm the likes of which we haven't seen before in my lifetime. But
same. But again, history seems to be repeating itself, and I hope it doesn't completely repeat itself. But again, it repeats itself. And why is that? Because we're just not that evolved.
Well, we just haven't.
We just don't learn.
Well, I mean,
we just forget because so much time's gone by.
Anybody who actually contemplates what it's like to be human, and what it means to be human, and the gift that it is to be human at this particular time in history, would not ever want to live that way, would not ever want to live a life of retribution and being paranoid all the time that people are out to get them. And they must think that the world is an unsafe place. But I'm at a loss for words. In fact, when I try to think about,
I could see that
when I try to think and try to explain how I feel about what's going on, I'm at a loss for words, because it's so ultimately horrible.
Well, yeah, and it's so shocking how it happened.
Well, we were like frogs in very slowly boiling water, and we've gotten to the point where the water is starting to boil, and that's we knew it was coming, and here it is.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah.
So
anyway, should we do our roast?
Yeah. I think it's time
got
for a
so
roast.
heavy all of a sudden. I need a cigarette after that.
Give me a cigar. Yeah.
Oh.
What was that meme that you had? I need a drink. No, I need a Xanax.
I need a drink and a Xanax. Give me a drink and a Xanax. I said some crazy shit that, what's interesting, and I'm going to point this out right now. For whatever reason, that 8 years of my life was that 8 years of my life. But right now, and I said this is what I said to Eric and Dorit. I said, guys, when you get off this show, it's so great. It's so much better than you think it's going to be, right? Like once you're off, you're going to work so much more and like such great things happen, right? Well, here's what I wouldn't have realized. The things I'm doing now, like the endorsements I'm getting and all the things that I'm doing, is a flip on its head of my memes and things that I said on Housewives. We're using those things that flew out of my mouth on Housewives as a selling point for these products. I swear to God.
Well,
the last 4 endorsements I've done, like, own it, baby. All of my things are used to now sell products. So I pat myself on the back for that, actually, because now I can make money.
Okay. Yeah.
I am making money off of my mouth and off of myself
It's
for what I
about time
came up
you made
with.
money off those lips.
Isn't it good?
Yeah. Like that, yeah.
It's just so good that I'm like recreating these silly moments that came flying out of my mouth, and I'm getting paid for it. And I love that.
I like it too, because
good.
that American Express bill
It's
ooh,
high. Oh,
yeah,
it's still
okay.
high. I don't know. I need to win a lotto or something.
I think the lottery's high right now. You might want to buy a ticket. Yeah.
All right. I think it's time to roast each other.
Oh,
I think now
boy.
is the time.
Okay, so how do we do this?
Okay, so each of you have a roast. Harry, you have a roast for Lisa, and Lisa, you have one for Harry.
And this is from ChatGPT,
This
correct?
is ChatGPT. I asked ChatGPT, write me a roast for Lisa Rinna, write me one for Harry Hamlin, and you guys are going to read them to each other and get each other's reactions.
Flip a coin like in Peaky Blinders. I just finished. Ugh,
Who has a coin?
I flipped.
I don't have a coin.
Thomas Shelby
Heads.
always flipped his
Heads.
coins.
What is it? What was it?
Heads.
I win.
Go.
Okay. Because it was heads I win and tails you lose anyway. Okay, this is the roast of Lisa Rinna, okay?
Oh, God.
I've not seen this before. There's a little flame next to the name. Lisa Rinna is proof that hustle never sleeps. And neither does she, probably because she's too busy reposting memes about herself at 3 a.m. She's been on soaps, reality shows, QVC. If there's a camera and a check, Lisa's there. Halfway through contouring and halfway through an argument, she's turned over sharing into an Olympic sport. Oh, she's turned oversharing into an Olympic sport.
It's true.
And if stirring the pot were a profession, she'd have a corner office and a 401k. Lisa's energy is like if Red Bull and a ring light had a baby.
Wait, Red Bull
and a ring light and a baby. She'll show up to an apology dinner with receipts, lip gloss, and a business plan.
This is so good. It's so true.
Okay, but behind all the sass and sales pitches is someone who figured out how to stay relevant longer than most people remember who won American Idol. Love her or fear her, Lisa Rinna is a force, a brand, and possibly a one-woman hurricane in heels.
Oh, that is so good, ChatGPT.
A hurricane in heels.
A hurricane in heels. I'm going to frame that.
Hurricane
I
on
like
heels
this.
and a terror on wheels. Yeah. I mean,
wait, what was it? Something, love her or fear her?
Love her or fear
I
her?
like that.
Do you like being feared?
Yes.
You do.
Because I grew up a people pleaser. And so, you know what's kind of sick? I like pissing people off and upsetting people.
Well, thank you very much. I mean, because I walk into the room sometimes and I get pissed off
I know.
and fucked up. So please stop.
No, I like it because I people please for so long that when somebody, the other day, Greg was doing my hair and he said, most people say to me, what is Lisa Rinna really like? Is she a real bitch? I'm like, people really say that? Like he goes, absolutely. They come in and think that you are a terror. And he goes, I tell them you're like the nicest person. You're so down to earth. And so part of me secretly, not even secretly, loves the fact that I have somehow changed my people-pleasing persona. Yes,
Well,
I do.
To me, you're still little Lisa Rinna
Well,
from
I
Medford,
am.
Oregon.
I
but
am.
you can be prickly.
I can be
prickly.
See you next Tuesday for sure. I can. I know I
Can
can.
you please not do it
To
when we're
you?
under the same roof?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can try.
Oh, that's so
I'm not that
sweet.
bad,
Yeah.
but I do like it at times.
Mhm.
I love it at times, actually.
So love
right.
her or fear her.
Let's keep that. I love this.
Okay, love her or fear. Let's use a force, a brand, and possibly a one-woman hurricane in heels.
A one-woman
Now, would I ever
hurricane
do you think
in
I would ever
heels.
describe you as a one-woman hurricane in heels? Would I see you like 9/10 of the time in your sweats in bed watching old movies?
You know, that's the thing that people don't understand. Like, if you saw me, like, how about this? I come into Delilah's room the other day because, of course, I'm a nurse and I have a nurse's outfit. What's my nurse's outfit? Free City sweatpants, a T-shirt, and,
But that's your housewife outfit.
Right?
That's not just your nurse's outfit. That's your everyday outfit.
Right. But I come in her room yesterday and I have on a pair of Neely Lotan sweatpants and like a different T-shirt. And she went, "Oh, you have a different outfit on." Like, she clocked it. Like I was somehow dressed to the nines because I changed my regular outfit. And I thought that's funny because the people in the world right now see me in these crazy, like, fashion outfits.
And they think you're like working all the time, like busy, like. And
I'm like home watching Peaky Blinders, Mad Men, and now I'm watching Game of Thrones again.
Again?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, I remember it was hard to watch Game of Thrones at first because it came out right around the time we were being sued and everything was like really dark in the world and the recession had happened. And it was dark. And I watched the first episode and it was so terrifying and dark. I said, I can't watch that show. Well, and I didn't watch it for another year. And then I watched the whole thing. I binged the whole thing.
Oh, it's so good. It's just so good. So I'm watching that again. Are you ready for yours?
Oh, no. Okay.
Harry Hamlin. Harry, you're like if a leather armchair grew a jawline and started quoting Shakespeare. You're like a leather armchair, grew a jawline, and started quoting Shakespeare. Somehow, you've managed to be both ruggedly mysterious and the exact guy your mom wants you to marry. Oh. Assuming she's okay with a man who probably grills in a silk robe.
That's never happened.
That means kind of maybe, kind of maybe. Okay. You've been in Hollywood so long, your IMDb page is like a historical document. Your hobbies include mountaineering, gourmet cooking, and reminding people that, yes, you were in Clash of the Titans. You're the only man who can make gardening feel like a monologue from Hamlet. And let's be real, you've aged like fine wine, the kind that makes people say, wait, how old is he?
Well, yeah, 25.
That's yours.
Uh-huh.
Pretty good. Not quite as exciting as mine, I will say.
Well,
mine is pretty good.
I've never tried to be exciting, so I'm happy with that. This is good.
It's
I
good.
Like it,
It's mellow.
A fine wine.
And they didn't even mention Sexiest Man Alive. How about that?
No, that's very good.
I know.
I liked a lot of the Shakespeare mentions because that means that's out there. Because that's my thing.
That's what they pull up.
How about that? Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
I knew it was going to be good, but that was good.
So if I were to quote Shakespeare, there are a couple of quotes that I love. My favorite quote from Shakespeare, and there are three that I think about a lot because I played Hamlet, and I remember saying these words every night, and every night I said them, they would resonate with me. And the first one is, "There is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so."
You say that to me a lot, actually.
Well, because it's true. I mean, people. I once had a friend, a good close friend, who was one of the best lawyers in LA, entertainment lawyer. And I went to high school with him. He was a really brilliant guy. His name was George Hedges.
Oh,
really brilliant guy.
I've heard him say his name.
He unfortunately developed some melanoma and he killed him years ago. But before he died, he and I would get together from time to time. And the last time we got together, he had been kind of an armchair archaeologist looking for the Garden of Eden is what he sort of started out looking for and ended up finding some really interesting old towns that were sort of buried by sand in the Middle East.
Random.
But yeah, I know, it was pretty
random.
But, so the last time I was with him, he said he was searching for meaning, that he was trying to find artifacts and things that had meaning. And I said, but George,
what does that mean?
I said, the only meaning is in your brain.
Right.
Nothing has intrinsic meaning. There's no artifact, there's no thing, there's no place or even idea that has meaning.
You make it so.
you
You
make
either
it
make
so.
it good or bad.
Yeah,
You
the
say that
meaning
to
is
me
in
a
your
lot,
brain,
actually. And you say that to the kids a lot too, by the way.
But it's true. There's no, everything that we value, that we give a good, better, or best to,
It's
or
true.
a worse, and worst, is that valuation takes place in our brain. It doesn't take place in the world out there. I mean, there may be a lot of people who like a certain kind of ice cream, and they go, "That's a very popular ice cream," but it doesn't mean the ice cream has any intrinsic meaning. It's just in your brain where the meaning lives. So,
and what are the other sayings that you like?
well, I like, there are more things, Horatio, in heaven and earth than are dreamt of in your philosophy.
What does that mean?
Which means, well, he's talking about really he's talking about the ghost. There's the ghost of Hamlet's father, but he's really the larger meaning is that how in life, we have deja vu, for example. Would you go, how do you explain that? How do you explain sudden coincidences that happen that all of a sudden make everything work out in your life? Or how do you explain, like, you're almost going to get into an accident, but all of a sudden you made the wrong turn and you're fine?
I know.
How did those things happen?
How did they?
And that's when he says there are more things, Horatio, in heaven and earth than are dreamt of in your philosophy, meaning the things that he could see in front of him.
Right.
And now quantum physics has proven that there are more things in heaven and earth than are dreamt of in our philosophy, because what we see and hear, given our senses and the range of our senses, is very limited relative to what's actually out there.
Yeah.
I mean, for example, there are some birds that navigate based upon being able to sense the magnetic field of the earth. And we can't sense that, but it's out there. It's happening to some beings. So there are more things in heaven and earth than are dreamt of in your philosophy. And then the last one, which I try not to think of too much, he's contemplating life and death, and he's specifically talking about death. And the way I did it, I was looking at a ring in my hand, and I took the ring out and I made it as though it was life itself. And I said, in talking about death, but it will come.
Oh.
And then I grabbed the ring, meaning that, it's inevitable.
Yeah. Death and taxes.
Death and taxes. So, those are three quotes that stick out. But there are many more quotes. I mean, Hamlet is just a font of extraordinary
Unbelievable.
verbiage.
Yeah. On that note.
So, on that note.
I think that's good for the day, right? Great.
Okay, good. So, hey, once again, everybody, thank you for checking in to Let's Not Talk About Me. I'm the husband.